Missing video archives this week? The good news is you don't have to. You can hear the rest of this conversation and Video Archives After Show by subscribing to the Video Archives Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/video archives to subscribe today.
I saw this, I didn't see it at the theaters, even though as much as I liked Jane Kennedy, I didn't really care for Leon Isaac Kennedy that much. So I was like, I don't want to see his body and soul thing. But then my like for Jane Kennedy was so much that eventually, at some point on video, I did watch it. And I remember thinking, oh, wow, that was a pretty good movie. That was a lot of fun. And then I didn't see it again for years. And then I think I saw it again about 2 or 3 years, I think just before we started the first season. Yeah. Because I was thinking about this for being one of the movies, and I kind of ended up watching it again out of the blue, I think in Tel Aviv. And I remember having the exact same response. It's not a great movie, but it's pretty good. And it moves along at a really nice clip. And it doesn't really take any time. It seems like it moves really quickly. It's over before you know it. And then there was this weird feeling that when the credits start rolling, oh, wow, but it's over. That was kind of fun. Yeah. I kind of had a good time. It's very unpretentious, and I really got a kick out of it. So I thought it would be good for us to do. Now, I will say, watching it a third time was the charm. I didn't quite enjoy it as much the first 2 times as I did the third time. But I tried to keep my mouth shut so we could just watch it and so it could maybe have the effect it had on me, on you.
Yeah.
And I think it did.
It did. It totally did.
Okay, so why don't you talk about this a little bit?
Well, first of all, this is a boxing movie, and it's coming on the heels, I guess, of his penitentiary film.
Yeah, exactly. Not only do they doing boxing movies, they're doing boxing remakes because of all the success of Rocky and everything. And so Cannon got the rights to Body and Soul and had a neat idea. Well, let's cast the guy that had starred in the 2 penitentiary movies that were boxing prison movies. One of the things I do like about it is it's a little corny, but its corniness fits in with the corniness of 40s movies.
Yeah, it's a sentimentality.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. And one of the things about the film that makes it kind of special as a film of its time is this is during that time where Hollywood did not make movies for Black audiences.
Yeah.
You would have Black stars. You have Richard Pryor, you have Whoopi Goldberg, you have Eddie Murphy. But when they're in movies, they're not Black movies.
Yeah.
They're just Black people who happen to be the stars of these comedy vehicles. But they're not per se Black movies.
Well, Perry Lang is the proof that this is a Black movie.
Yeah, tell me about it. But Body and Soul was one of the few movies in the first half of the 80s that was made for Black audiences. And Black audiences really liked Body and Soul. They really, really showed up for the film and then liked it and remembered it and bought the video cassette when it came to, when it was reduced down to $10 when they tried to sell them off, and that was part of their library. And they watched it when it was on television. But when I say Black audiences liked it, I don't just mean, like the audience that liked New Jack City went out and saw it. I don't just mean young people liked it. Probably I don't even know if young people did like it that much. It was families.
Yeah.
The entire family went to see Body and Soul. So the mother, the father, the 3 kids, the grandfather, the aunt's boyfriend, they all showed up en masse. And that audience, that, for lack of a better term, Tyler Perry family church-going audience, they're a little corny. All right, they like corny stuff. It's an older audience. They're attuned to corny stuff, and the corny stuff that they like fit in well with the 40s corny dramatics.
Well, it's almost made for almost a non-jaded audience.
Yeah.
If you watch this movie with an open heart, it gives you everything you want at the movies. And for a Black audience to be able to go see this film, and by the way, this movie works just as well, I think, for a white audience.
It absolutely does. But they were very, very popular. I mean, Leon Isaac Kennedy wasn't as popular with white audiences, but I remember going to see
Jane Kennedy was one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Jane. As far as I'm concerned, Jane Kennedy might be, as far as I'm concerned, the most beautiful woman of this era. I mean, I think she is she's a stunner. And I think she's a really good actress. And she only got to do movies like this or Cero H. Santiago movies. She could have been cast in a real movie and actually delivered a great performance. And she could have been a real actress.
But like for an audience to be like for a black audience to be able to go to the movies and get an honest to goodness love story. And now when it starts
love story and with actual sex scenes.
With good sex scenes.
Yeah.
Like, good sex scenes.
Oh, a great song. With You I'm Born Again is a great song.
Great music.
Yeah.
Great action.
I like their theme. That worked really good in the film.
It's got fight scenes. You're in the ring, and those are tough fight scenes, man. It's tough to go in the ring after a movie like
well, I gotta say, okay, it's interesting.
Raging Bull or something.
One of the things that's kind of interesting about the movie is, and I kind of like this, and I think Leon Isaac Kennedy leaned into this, where you're on the lover's side, but you're never rooting for him in the fights. All right.
Yeah.
One, because you don't think he's going to lose, even though on one hand, you don't believe he's winning. On the other, because you don't believe he's beating these guys he's beating, but also he's not going to lose.
Well, especially it looks like they're pulling out real boxers. In those scenes. And those guys look pretty gnarly.
Having said that, even though I don't buy him winning any of the fights, they're not necessarily choreographed particularly dynamically anyway. All right, but they're believable, but not dynamic. He's doing a good job with his boxing. He obviously really studied hard, and you can tell that he's got
Muhammad Ali training him probably on the movie.
You can tell he's gotten pretty good at it.
Remember, you can hear the rest of this episode ad-free by subscribing to the Video Archives Patreon. You'll also get access to the Video Archives After Show, where we play never-before-heard clips, answer your fan questions, and even play vaulted episodes. Visit patreon.com/videoarchives today for all of the details. We'll be back with a brand new episode next week.